Hello, Serious Survivor here. Today we're going to look at a very simple process of creating a variable so we can count cycles with. The first thing you do is you access or go to your ABB main menu by tapping on ABB in the left hand corner here. When you open up the main menu, what we're looking for here is the program data selection. Program data is where we go to create pretty much anything on the system with the exception of a program itself. So in the program data, this is where you will commonly go to create tools, work objects, variables, numerical variables, Boolean, whatever you need to create. So let's go to the program data. We can see that I have just a few data types here, so I'm going to view all data types. Now I can see every type of data on the system. Now everything on this system is going to fall into one of these categories because it is a digital system, so everything that we deal with is going to be of one data type or another. Now in this case we're creating a variable so that we can count the number of cycles we run with it. To do that we must be in the num, N-U-M, or numerical data type, and it's num for short. Now this is ABB. The majority of ABB's menus and lists are all in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go down to the N's. Here we are, and I found num, which is numerical data type. I select, highlight, and hit show data, and it takes me into my numerical data type screen here. From this screen I can do several things. I can look at variables that already exist and view the real-time value. I can tap on the value of a certain variable, and I can actually change that value to whatever I need it to be. But we want to create a new variable, and the process is really quick and really simple. We simply look at our new button down here, we tap new, and it takes us to a declaration screen. On this declaration screen there are several declarations that we need to check and that we need to verify or correct. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is name my variable. So I tap the dotted line here, and depending on your version of software, it will have three dots here, or it will say ABC. My version has the 3 dots. So I tap it and it takes me to my input panel. Here I simply type in the name that I want for my variable. And I named my variable in cycle count. Now the designations for this data type when you're creating a new variable, when you name your new variable, it must start with the lowercase letter n, as in numerical, or the letters REG for register or registry. So we want to stick to our appropriate naming conventions, and one of the reasons is so that the system can recognize it and so that we can recognize it. If I see something that says n cycle count in a line of code, I automatically assume that's a variable because it starts with the letter N, and then plus it says cycle count, so it only makes sense that we're going to count something with it. For the scope, you have 3 options. Global, which means it'll be recognized by any device on this controller. Local, which means I specify which module and which routine this variable is good in. So if you choose local, this variable is only good inside a specific routine or module. Task is only good for a specific task. I'm going to go with global here. Storage type, 3 storage types to choose from: variable, persistent, constant. And we will talk about persistent and constant in another video. We're focusing on variables here. The task is global, so the task really doesn't matter, but if I had chosen task here, then I would have to specify which task this variable is good for. Module and routine. If I chose local here, then I would have to specify which module and which routine in that module that this variable is going to be in, and it's only good in that one routine. Dimensions, if I give it dimensions, it's no longer a simple variable that we can count with. It becomes an array, and an array is another subject for another video. So here, we're done. N cycle count, the scope is global, storage type is variable, task is my robot, module and routine do not matter. Now I can go into the initial value here, and I can assign values to this variable to give it a value to start with. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit OK. And we come back to our program data, or our numerical data type screen, and we see the variable we just created. We see the value is 0, and the module doesn't matter because it's global. Here, if I want to give it an initial value to start with, I simply type in the value. Now the word in cycle count, as far as the controller is concerned, is the number 5. Now also on the screen, you want to remember that you can view real-time values of all of your counters and numerical types, numerical data types. All right. And that's it. Now we can close out the menu, and as we can see that creating a variable is a very simple process, and it only takes a few seconds. It took longer to do this video than it does to create a variable. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please tune in to the Serious Survivor channel, as we're going to be presenting many more robotic programming videos, as that's what I do for a living, is program ABB, KUKA, and Nachi robots. So we're going to be giving you a lot of useful information, and hopefully we can help somebody along the way. So for now, Serious Survivor, out.